Sorry.
Seinfuck.
And I'm not talking about a cake. Pisscast.
If your urine is yellow or brown, you're in trouble.
Awful. All right, this bit's ran its course.
It's really ran its course. Robert, you better not be on incognito mode.
I'm not on incognito.
Just immediately back to the fucking bit. What a pro.
I'm in the Pisscast. Sorry, guys. Water got on the mic.
No, Sasha, every time we say Pisscast, could you play a sound of like a glass jar being filled up with water, you know? And like cut it off when we start the bit again. Thanks, Sasha. Great.
Yeah, thanks, bud. That would be
Sasha.
really important.
It is
Yeah,
important.
sorry about that, guys. Well, I was in incognito mode in the stall doing cocaine when I flushed a little too hard and the microphone got wet.
Have you ever actually done cocaine in a public bathroom?
No.
No? Malcolm?
I've done cocaine only. The only way I've done cocaine is specifically off of a dirty mirror in someone's second bedroom than people I have never met before.
Lifestyle of the rich and the famous.
I like that this is the only way I'll do cocaine. Is I have to be in a sketchy house talking with strangers, and I'm kind of being peer pressured to do it. And then also this mirror is cracked.
It does sound like it. It does sound like he's in a worse situation in somebody else's house than he would be in like a public bathroom doing it off of the baby changing table.
It's a possibility.
You're less likely to run into trouble. Now, I've never done cocaine. To do cocaine at like a little league, bathroom than you are at like whatever party that you.
What
you
fucking
wanted
little league game are you going to that there are
I want
bathrooms
my
instead
son
of?
to know I support him.
Yeah, I have to get energy at 8 a.m. somehow.
How else am I supposed to fight with the coach?
That's true. Blue, that was a fucking strike. That was a fucking strike, Blue.
Get off the mound, you bum!
I remember what you did in high school, you fucking piece of shit.
It's like the U10 baseball.
I remember you had a really shitty and almost inappropriate relationship that was legal, but kind of fucked.
Hey, kid, son, hey, boy, son, you get Papa Homer. You get to play Fortnite when you get home. All right, you like that? You like Fortnite?
You gotta fucking hit that fucking home, or else you're gonna join Daddy on the Pisscast.
On the Pisscast.
Oh yeah, it's the Pisscast.
I'm
Welcome
full of
this week.
Gatorade.
Yeah, is that piss or is that yellow Gatorade? That's our new Pisscast segment of the day.
Never tell. Hit a homer, Timmy, or else I'm divorcing your mom on the Pisscast.
Oh yeah. No, and guess what, Timmy? There ain't gonna be 2 Christmases. Oh yeah.
Today's special guest on the Pisscast, Malcolm McLeod's secret second family. Once he divorces his wife, he's going to convert to being a Muslim so he doesn't have to have a second Christmas.
I'm running New York City.
Your mom, Donnie?
Yeah. Me and my cabal are running New York City.
Inshallah.
It also is like, just not to get too like in the current events right now, but the fucking like Mamdani winning in New York is just making everyone's head explode, and I find it so fucking funny.
Fuck Cuomo.
Fuck Cuomo, but it's like literally this guy running the most milquetoast fucking campaign. It's just like, I'm gonna make people's lives better, and everyone was just like, no, he is the Antichrist.
I think it's because all these fucking people who are like going crazy about him, we're all like Donald Trump, like we have our king now, and then immediately they're like, oh, we can't capture any major city.
I mean, you say that, but you also like you act like most of like very like hardcore liberal DNC people weren't just like went full mask off Islamophobic. They were sharing AI images of like New York covered in mosques.
True. I also like that they've been asking the mayoral candidates of New York, like, like football players after they win the Super Bowl, they go like, where are you going to go? And they're like, I'm going to Disney World. Like they're expecting the answer for every mayoral candidate. It's like, after you win, where are you going to go? And they're going to be, we're going to Israel. Like that's what and I'm like, that's a crazy thing
it's been described as the Disneyland of the Middle East.
What I thought that was the United Emirates.
Yeah, this is definitely Dubai.
That's Dubai. Yeah, that's
Hey,
Dubai.
Dubai
That's
is the
Dubai.
Disneyland of the Middle
They
East.
it's because they want Tel Aviv to be like have that aura, but it doesn't. Like we all know Dubai's got the aura. I want to go to Dubai.
Disneyland aura, maybe, but Dubai is Disney World.
Yeah, I guess that's probably more accurate. No, actually, even worse. Sorry. Dubai is Disney World energy because it's built in a completely inhospitable land like Disney World is.
Engineering, exactly.
Whereas Israel is built like Knott's Berry Farm. it's Knott's Berry Farm. That's the divide.
Being generous. I was gonna say it was built like Six Flags, but
Ooh, castles and
Yeah, well,
coasters.
you got old
Castles
white, you
and
got old
coasters.
bald men kind of dancing around.
It's the playland of the Middle East.
Dude, Legoland Middle East.
Malcolm is in the commercial for it too.
Yeah, listen, I got a spot.
He's on the billboards.
We had to get a sponsorship somehow, so I'm playing both sides.
This episode of the Pisscast is sponsored by the nation of Israel.
Yeah, my second family is in Tel Aviv right now.
I'm sending Coke money to Tel Aviv to my second family.
Yeah.
Am I Jewish or are they?
Now, see, I've been using Edge for like the last 3 years because I just couldn't be asked to install another browser.
Yeah.
And I have had zero problems. It's probably the best browser I've ever used, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just out there. If you want a lightweight browser, it's Edge.
I'm all about Mozilla. Mozilla feels like the Wikipedia of browsers. Like I'm helping out like a foundation. Like I don't know who owns Mozilla Firefox, but
I love Firefox. Firefox has so many options.
Yeah, they're like help us in the foundation, and I'm like, oh yeah, because I do support Wikipedia. I don't know if like it's one of the few places where I'll donate money because I'm like, oh yeah, they're the only ones that have never like they could have sold out. They could have sold for billions of dollars to any of the tech
they could have
firms
been
at any
bought by
point.
Alphabet, like the Google parent company.
Like I knew Wikipedia was winning, like the culture war when like people like Elon Musk and stuff were like, they're not letting me buy it. I want to buy it, and they won't let me buy it.
Don't they
That's why it's
understand how
corrupt."
capitalism works?
And they're like, yeah, we're nonprofit, baby. Like we're just a bunch of volunteers, baby.
Hell
We
yeah.
are 3 nonprofits in a trench coat. You have so much ketamine in your system that you might as well be a pharmacy.
Wow. Generalizations may end up being true eventually for whoever you target them at.
You never know. It's always the third generation that ruins it. So it's the third generation of what do they call them? Like wiki writers or whatever. Like the
You editors, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe seems like the most likely description.
If you had here's a question for both of you. If we finally, we get enough following that we get our own Wikipedia pages and our Wikipedia pages individually don't have our faces on them, would you go in and put a photo of yourself up? Or would you?
Absolutely. No questions asked.
I
the
wouldn't.
world needs to know.
I would not. I like to think that I sound a lot sexier than I am, which is probably the truth.
You do have good dulcet tone voice, I gotta say. I think you've got the best voice of the podcast.
The
I like to let
man's got
the
the
listeners.
tone.
If you take away that mystery, what do they have? They just have a face.
They have
attached to it.
like a freaking 50 pixel tall version of you in a fucking green suit holding a suitcase that just has random words on it right now.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't really look like that anymore, guys. I've lost a lot of weight and I've grown my hair out.
That's
Yeah,
true. It's an old file photo.
Yeah.
That's true. Though you do that thing, for the people who don't really know you personally who listen to the pod, you do that thing where you let your hair grow and grow and grow, and then you fucking shave it all off. Like you are atonal when it comes to hair. You are just irregular.
I do it for attention. Don't listen to anybody. I do it
It's
for attention. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything I do is for attention.
Just so when people see you after a while, they're just like, "Oh, Harper."
Exactly.
Yeah, well, the first time I met you in person, Harper, was at this wedding where you had just shaved your head, and I think that's also producer Sasha. That's when he first met you, and that's why the Sprite looks like the way it does because it's like it's memory hole.
Yeah, that's how you looked at that wedding.
But I also met, we've hung out a lot since then, and you definitely don't look like that. And like, I got to give you credit, you have lost a bunch of weight. I've also lost weight. I think my character is now about 30-40 pounds heavier than I am now. Listen, you should be packing on. You're too skinny in that Sprite. I can say that.
Robert, you got
True,
fat.
yeah.
You got
I didn't
fucking
get
fat.
fat. I filled
Robert's
in a bit.
300 pounds now.
That would be insane.
I filled in I didn't get fat. I have big bones. I filled in, boys. I filled in.
I am a good weight right now for my height.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you got
300 pounds at 6'1", totally.
Fuck off. I hate you so much. I love you, Harper. I hate you.
It's the motion of the ocean in his thighs when he walks.
Nah,
I don't know how he gets laid. I guess it's because his penis is visible below his fupa.
Oh, I hated that. I hated that. I'm one of those like old dirty bastards that you see in hentai.
Yeah, you're a dirty old man. That's right. You court 16-year-old women just like in the NTR manga.
Whoa.
In Alabama,
18,
where it's
legally.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Good cover.
In Alabama. In the UK.
Sweet home Alabama, where the statue of wait, where the age of consent is low.
Where you can say your cousin is hot.
Does your conscience bother you? Now tell the truth.
In Mexico, the age is 14.
Who?
Robert told me all that too.
I did not.
Disney Channel does not bother me.
Does your herpes bother you? Now tell the truth.
Pass it on now.
Here we go. He's got herpes.
Sweet home South Africa. Don't look up the age of consent because it doesn't exist.
Oh shit. That can't be true, right?
No. They definitely have an age of consent.
Don't worry.
Like I guess if they didn't, it would like default to age of like international waters shit. But I don't even want to think about that.
I don't want to. So
listen, there's a few. There's a few of those islands there. You're like, I don't know.
Maybe colonialism was good.
Oh, that wasn't where I was going. Oh my god,
Robert, you're on fire today.
Thank you.
It's gonna be one long censored bleep. This Sasha's gonna. I can hear him grumbling now.
Yeah, he's really putting in the work on the edits. Welcome to the Pisscast.
This is what you get.
This is what you get when it's the Pisscast.
You're still putting in those water pouring sounds, right, Sasha? Thanks,
yeah, like you should have been doing it for like the last 20 minutes.
Episode.
The
entire episode. And if you weren't, come on,
dude, have fun.
What the
Why are you doing it?
We're out of pink soap in the soap dispenser. You got to refill it.
Malcolm, I have an improv challenge for you here.
Okay.
Can you peer pressure me into drinking at your party?
Yeah, I can do it.
All right, let's see.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Put in some aesthetics. We're really asking him to edit a bunch. Yeah. Just some light party aesthetics.
Oh. Hey, man. I see that you're only drinking water. What's going on?
Well, I kind of gave it up. It's just kind of getting up there. You're only 24 once, right?
Yeah, no, I get it. Listen, we bought like a 24 pack. And we need to finish it before the end of the party. I don't have fridge space. I got a big brisket I gotta smoke later this weekend.
Yeah, it's, you guys seem to be doing all right on it.
Yeah, it's fine. But seriously, there's a couple of beers with your name on it. Like we talked to the guys at the liquor store. We thought it would be a good time. And I feel like you gotta mellow out a bit.
I'm not tight or anything, am I? No one else is.
Listen, I gotta say, I mean, there's some people where when they go sober, you go like, this is for the best, and there's a couple of people where they say they're not drinking anymore. You go, you're actually making things worse for the friend group, and I I think it'd be nice if you kind of joined us. Like, we're just asked for a beer.
Jesus Christ.
So you're saying I'm like bringing the vibe down because I'm sober? Is it because
you keep wanting to, come on. We know what, you keep, when you're sober, you're requesting music, you put in music on the iPod shuffle list that's just like, what, B.O.B. and, LMFAO?
Who doesn't like what, come on, party rocker in the house tonight. Come on, you know this. Dude, we love this shit in high school, dude.
Just a guy in like at the other end of the party just goes, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Listen, it's just, I miss the rowdy you,
We miss the old you.
Yeah, we miss the old you. Like, we miss when you were like, I don't know, cool. When you used to like listen to Motley Crue and
when you used to crush cans and do keys in the bathroom with the Pisscast.
you used to be part of the Pisscast, and now what?
That's a long time ago. I mean,
Going to your son's Little League game and you're not fighting the coach?
Yeah. Like,
guys, I'm 24 now. I stopped jerking off a little bit ago. I got a whole life ahead of me. I can't just.
You stopped
jerking off?
I stopped jerking off. Yeah.
I think I hate to say this, but I think you're a low T man.
What?
No, don't say that. You know what? Harper, I think in the end that you're trying to fix shortfalls within yourself by looking exteriorly, it's not a word, externally out into the world.
It's exteriorly.
Understanding.
Is that what I sound like when I don't drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a beer. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
There you go.
I totally fucked that up. Exteriorly, that's not a word.
Exteriorly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Externally,
But anyways,
you're looking
we respect sobriety
externally
if we want
for the issue. Maybe I should stop drinking.
Get a fucking beer. Get a fucking beer.
No. You filled out. You're good now. You can drink again.
You can have another one. Catch me, guy.
You bastard. You piece of shit.
No, that's not gonna do much for you, is it? You gotta have another one.
God damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
Listen, you can have some Michelob Ultras. They're light carb. Like, you need some carb. Yeah.
You gotta watch those carbs.
Honestly, the
Carburetors.
Ultras are the most disgusting swill I've ever had in my life.
What
I
are?
hate it so much.
Nick Ultras.
Nick Ultras.
Yeah, Nick Ultra. It's my superhero persona, Nick Ultra.
Nick Ultra. It's Robert. Wait, is that a bird? Is that a plane? No, that's Nick Ultra.
By day, he's superstar basketball coach's son, Nicholas Kerr.
And by night, he becomes
I'm sure we've talked about it before, but that's the most insane name Steve Kerr could have given his son. Yeah. He was like, he got to someone in the locker room when he was with the Bulls gave him permission. They're like you know what?
No, this is what you need to do. He does like the full like hand level thing.
Here's my theory. My theory is that I think Nicholas Kerr was born when Steve Kerr was playing for the Bulls, and I feel like Steve Kerr, this is my theory, lost a bet to Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan's was like, you have to name your son Nicholas.
No,
and that was his punishment. And he doesn't want to, he can't ever tell anyone. So he's just like, I just like that name. It's a good name. Curse the child. I think he lost a bet to MJ. That's my theory.
So it became a real life like boy named Sue situation. Yeah.
Were he and Shaq ever on the same team, Malcolm?
He
Did they ever shack up?
We can see if it was Shaq.
I bet Shaq would sue. So, nah, man, you gotta name him Nick. Say the whole thing.
It would be hilarious.
He was on the Orlando Magic in 92, 93. I don't know if Shaq was in the league at that point. No, he wasn't. Damn.
Just sounds like something you could pin on Shaq, though, doesn't it? Hey, Steve, you know what you should name your kid? What should you name it, Steve? You should name him Nick.
No, he was on the same team. They were on the same team.
Like real. Wait. When was it? Was it around when Nick was born?
God, I hope so. God.
Yes, it was. Nick
We did it. We did it, guys.
Nick was born in 1992, and that's the same year that Steve Kerr was also on the team with Shaq.
My God.
Fucking did it.
Nailed it.
No. It was Shaq the whole time.
Just in the locker room, toweling off after an L. It's just like, hey, Steve, we lose another one. You know what you gotta name your son?
What do I gotta name him, Shaq?
Just Charles Barkley is like, telepathically eating churros in the other in fucking like Phoenix or Philadelphia.
Talk about them churros again.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I love
no,
this
Steve
so
really
much.
named his son Nick. That boy ain't right.
There was a disturbance in the force that day.
That's so fucking awesome, guys. We're so good at this
Well,
podcast.
This is good. What a buy. This is
God, what incredible
Giving me
the
new
heights
life.
the Pisscast has been taken to.
The Pisscast. Do you like Shaq? Well, this week we have on Shaq. Hey, Shaq, how you doing? Holy shit!
How's it going, Robert? I love to be here.
I'd compliment your watch, but then
love the
I'd be
Pisscast.
missing out on complimenting your
You
huge
can see my
cock.
watch over the privacy barrier. You don't
That's
even
a
need
big
to look
one.
Or it would just be like, oh my God, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Shaq has a normal sized cock. It
don't you
honestly
get down on
looks
your knees, that
tiny
boy?
in compared to his giant frame.
God. Yeah, here's the new segment. Is that Shaquille O'Neal's penis or a can of IPA beer?
Or one of those aluminum cans of Nick Ultra. Wow,
that's
they're even the
cool.
same color.
I would love Shane Gillis to come up on this just to call you fat, Robert, even though you're like clearly the same way you've always been.
Yeah, we're like Harper and I are more in that like Shane Gillis build, but I think he would call you fat, Robert, because he knows it's absurd because you're skinny.
It would bother me most, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a little hanger on here, dude?
It's just like literally like pinching my belly
He's
fat.
pinching your gut, just like, oh, you gotta watch that.
Oh, you
No,
quit
gotta
drinking
watch
beer
that.
for a reason, didn't you, bud?
Like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's sick. That is awesome. Not to steal your thunder here, Robert, but I have an idea that I wanted to debut here.
All right.
yeah?
Now, last episode I mentioned that I thought it would be a good idea to put Malcolm on a raised dais on his proper
Of course.
throne.
Give him a headdress.
Pharaoh McNurk in residence.
Yeah, I want to make sure that people understand. It's the pharaoh headdress they used to see in those old textbooks about ancient Egypt.
Whereas obviously a very white pharaoh.
Yeah, no, Malcolm is not an African American to his chagrin.
I'm a descendant. In this case, let's just say I'm a descendant of Mark Antony.
Yes. As your most trusted advisors, Robert and I will counsel you on this topic.
Okay.
So my concept is, I put you on one side of the issue, Robert, and I will take the other side no matter what that side is.
Awesome.
And we must individually convince Malcolm that we are right as his most trusted advisors.
Yes.
Pharaoh McNurk must be advised. Okay?
He does. Okay. I will say, what is the first topic? Do I get to choose and then you kind of have to take the opposite?
You get to choose your response. This one's a softball. You ready?
Okay.
Should insurance be illegal?
Absolutely, insurance should be illegal. In terms of like, God damn it, fuck. I was going to go into like a financial scheme shit, but then I was just like, no, that makes sense.
Damn. Well, you got to convince
You should have
Malcolm, not
talked
me.
yourself out of your argument. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted
well,
to hear.
that's how that works. It's called editing. It's a magic thing.
The
Insurance.
Pisscast.
Go ahead.
There's no
Insurance-
ending in the Pisscast.
No edits. Not
No
on the
edits.
Pisscast.
Yeah.
Straight in the
very
balls.
much-
Can you hear
edits.
me, or is my voice being drowned out by the sound of piss?
Louder. More
Louder.
piss.
Am I by
Piss
a waterfall
harder.
or am I by a urinal? Guess at the Pisscast now. Pisscast.net.
I think insurance should be illegal because it is a inherently predatory business that literally bets on you not having the worst days of your life in order for them to make money. And even when you do have that veritable worst day of your life, you end up often having to fight the insurance companies to pay for the thing you already paid for.
That's a good point. What do you think, Pharaoh?
Well, I appreciate that insurance companies are making a bet that frankly is good karma, right? They want you to never have a bad day, right? That's what they want.
That's true.
It's
That's my point exactly, Pharaoh.
Yes.
I actually want to take this in another direction as your most trusted and favorite advisor, if you would allow me.
Of course.
Pharaoh, the world is flush with cash. There is too much money in circulation. And do you know what that does to the value of your currency, Pharaoh?
It brings it down.
It brings it down. How do you part a fool and his money? Easily, Pharaoh. You sell them insurance for things that they possibly don't even need. For example, Pharaoh, I will sell a peasant in your most populated province field insurance for their crops. Now, this plowshare business that they have going will fund it, if barely, in case of a volcano. But Pharaoh, there are no volcanoes in your kingdom. Now, the firms have equity in this plowshare business because eventually they will default and the price of your gold remains static. This is good for you, Pharaoh. It is good for all of us.
That makes a good point. As you know, I am very afraid of volcanoes.
They are scary, Pharaoh.
They're scary. I heard what happened in Vesuvius.
How'd you hear about that?
It was
Word spreads fast.
word spreads fast here in 30 BC.
Robert Hood told the Pharaoh of Vesuvius.
It was not I.
Are you sure you?
It must have been Mark Anthony, that dumb bitch.
Now, I have a question for both of you. See, I like making money because I like spending money on things such as silks, wine, and various wheels that I get pulled around in by.
Yes, Pharaoh. So true.
So wise.
People, you know,
you are obviously the pinnacle of man.
So much wealth.
So much wealth. So, but I am. Some believe that I am representative of God, but as I stand, I still hurt. I ache. You know, I feel things on occasion.
Based, Pharaoh, based, yes.
You know, but I want to make sure my people are taken care of. So if I don't have insurance, what shall my people do? I can't have a revolt. You know, there's only so much silk to go around.
True. It's so true, Pharaoh.
You know?
I mean, if we're talking realistically, your Pharaoh wouldn't take out insurance on his people because that would be like kind of fucked up. And then who's going to assure the currency because you don't really have like a widespread system of government?
I said silence, your Pharaoh speaks.
I'm really sorry, Pharaoh.
Like,
your silks are really looking really great today.
as you know, I have a collection of cats.
Yes, I remember.
And one of them dies.
The living or the mummified?
They're a collection. I never specified.
Jesus.
They're both.
Don't.
You know, I recently got word from a man who's traveled beyond the ocean walls and has seen the works of what he calls a taxidermy. Where they
What
take
vile
pets,
sorcery is this?
where they take animals and they keep them preserved, like a better mummification. And you know, I digress. It's beyond the point. It's beyond. Sorry, I get wound up thinking about it.
Fan your Pharaoh.
How do here's my
Fan
question.
your Pharaoh harem. Get the harem here.
Get the hell, yeah. How do I make money? That's my biggest thing. As you know, I'm all about the mindset.
True, Pharaoh, and that's why your gold is the shiniest.
Yes.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Pharaoh. I really don't. It just.
And yet you do.
I do. I really do. But I don't mean to. What does this have to do with insurance?
I keep asking you the question. You brought it up to me.
I didn't bring up cats to you.
Pharaoh, take this man to the ebbing chamber. My point is more valid.
Don't make me ebb you. I don't want to ebb you, but don't make me do it. But I will, and I will have to ebb. And I will ebb to the end of the time if I must.
True, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Do it now.
When
I'm already in the ebbing chamber. What the fuck do you want from me?
Yeah.
I've been ebbed. You can't
He's already been
more
ebbed.
ebb me.
I can't
I'm
ebb.
a nub.
I can't ebb and ebb? Oh, no.
You can ebb.
I've been ebbed into a nub.
It's not, yeah.
Again, if you want to.
Your once gorgeous cock is nothing more than a nub.
That's.
Again, I don't know what this has to do about insurance.
Let me step up to your ear, Pharaoh.
Listen, you're my advisors and you're asking me questions, and I simply ask the question, to what purpose do I have for insurance? Other than a state of mind, of bliss of knowing that on my worst day, perhaps I can get into a fight with an exterior force about how much I'm truly owed. Are my possessions worth the value in which I bought them the day of purchase? Or are they worth more? Are they worth less?
I'm glad you asked, Pharaoh. As your most trusted advisor, I have plenty of packages for you to choose from, and our claims responsibility department is the top in Egypt. Okay?
Oh.
Let me just take you through our options here.
I just think it's really like you have to have like a backing in order to like make sure your currency is fairly, standard to be able to actually have an insurance. Like insurance doesn't work. You can't just like
silence him, Pharaoh. Kill him.
Don't make listen, I'll ebb your backside.
you just sound like crypto bros reinventing currency eventually.
That's a perfect idea. All right, I shall not ebb you anymore. That's a perfect idea. I create my own cryptocurrency.
Brilliant, Pharaoh.
It's the
Brilliant.
Wait, so the idea is that the only way insurance is going to be fulfilled here is if it is backed by crypto dollars.
Yes, of course. Crypto dollars in which I've created. I don't know what crypto is.
Cryptocurrency, sorry. I'm not
Yeah.
No one knows, Pharaoh. That is the
Crypto.
beauty of it. It is magic.
Oh, it is magic. Oh, listen.
I kind of don't want to argue with this.
I get scared of magic, and that's not a good point for
That's
you.
why you have me to guide you, Pharaoh.
I'm just
Guide
like
you,
slowly
but just-
hiding a hat and a rabbit behind my back.
Yeah. Who is that? Wait a minute. Is that David Copperfield? Is that Chris Angel? Mind freak?
Can you imagine if Chris Angel was alive in like 200 BC?
Oh, he'd clean fucking house.
Oh, yeah.
He would be Jesus. Like
yeah.
the second coming of Christ, if it happened like a couple hundred years after, like if Chris Angel was like around in like 200 AD, he's done. He's Jesus. He's like he's good fuel.
Yeah. You know history's most famous man, Chris Angel. They called him the Mind Freak.
The second coming of Christ was a mind freak. Well, okay, to end the Malcolm McLeod show, we need a yay or nay on insurance, my Pharaoh.
It's called the Pharaoh McLeod Show.
No, it's the Malcolm McLeod show.
I like how you're stepping into this.
It's either that or Solomon's Temple, and you don't want that.
Pharaoh McLeod show is perfect. Pharaoh, we need your ruling. Should insurance exist in your kingdom?
I say nay.
No!
Yeah.
No, get your hands off me!
To the ebbing chamber with
To
you.
the ebbing chamber. Yeah, he's been ebbed. You now both been ebbed. Ready for the afterlife for when I die.
Yep. Well, that was the Pharaoh McLeod show. Can we get a theme song for the Pharaoh McLeod show? You don't have to do that, Sasha.
He's
If someone wants to do
Pharaoh.
it, they can submit
He's
to it.
Pharaoh. He's a simple little pharaoh, and he's got a couple of buds, and they're having fun, and they're drinking spuds. It's the Pharaoh McLeod
What?
show.
That's a good theme song, Pharaoh. I like that.
Just put in a weird a fucking like cracked edit of Walk Like an Egyptian, and we're good.
No, we're not doing yeah. Walk and talk.
Cock like an Egyptian.
That's pretty good. No,
Yeah,
I like
thank you,
that.
thank you.
That's good.
Circumcised? No.
No.
No
Not on
circumcised.
Sasha's podcasts.
No. It's the uncut.
Not on the
thing.
Pisscast.
Not on the
Not
Pisscast.
today. Today, we're welcoming Sasha. He's
Cut
on
brothers only.
the Cut Brothers only. On the Pisscast.
Yeah. On the Pisscast, do you have to fold that skid up when you piss?
Can you guys make your erect cock touch your butthole?
Yeah.
Have you tried?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you done a self-insert?
I have not done a self-insert. No,
Oh.
that
Well, it's kinda hard to.
that's a taint too far.
That's a take
It's a-
Boo.
Boo.
No, that's a good one.
No, thank you.
You're kind of funny, right? You should
Yeah,
try
I think
stand-
we're doing comedy.
You got some funny stuff.
You're clever.
Yeah, no.
Clever.
I think right now, like the issue is like I think I've done it, but I've gained and lost a bunch of weight, and I like feel like I just need to lose a little bit more weight to like.
You lost too much cock weight. Yeah.
I've lost enough weight to do it now.
Yeah, I've lost all weight. It's all been in my cock.
Oh, that would suck so bad.
You're like, fuck. I'm trying to drop pant sizes, but now my cock ring doesn't fit. What am I supposed to do?
She's divorcing me, guys.
Well, it's just like, like the old joke about a fat guy's losing weight and being able to see their dick again. But it like the more weight he loses, the like he still can't see his dick.
Yeah, I
He's
just
like
wanna
got a
say-
fucking 6-pack and it's still like, where is it?
I want to say that even at my heaviest, I could still see my beautiful penis. So I want to say that right now.
I mean, when it was hard, yeah, you could, but
No, when it was soft, it was a beautiful
what a liar.
sight.
What a liar.
I don't
Liar?
think anyone,
No.
no one should call their soft cock beautiful.
Well, Robert, just kind of sounds like you haven't seen a flaccid cock you want to kiss, which is kind of gay.
Wait, I don't want to kiss. The fact that I don't want to kiss flaccid penis is
You believe
gay.
this homo, Malcolm? He doesn't want to kiss cock. What a
We have a user submission.
I would love basketball players to do this podcast at a urinal with me. I feel like it's cooked here. Some of it's cooked, but I still feel like who would be your dream Pisscast guest, Malcolm?
Ooh, that's a good question. For the Pisscast, I want to see what's going on with Sean Evans' piss. Right, he's been eating all those hot ones, those wings. Like,
That's a good question.
Wait. So your pitch is that we film an episode of Hot Ones and then we immediately, without washing our hands, do a piss cast.
absolutely, yeah. Welcome to the Pisscast Jalapeno edition.
Pisscast uncut and burning.
It burns so good.
That's nasty. You guys are
It's
nasty.
terrible.
Yeah,
that's rough. I had jalapeno fingers last week, and it was not fun.
Did you touch your dick?
No, I did not touch my.
Oh,
I did not
close
touch my
call.
penis. I'm smarter than that, but I was definitely like I could feel the tingle, and I did have to go pee, so I did. I went lady style, and I sat down on the toilet because I didn't want to touch.
Lady style. What a
Hey,
Oh,
Sasha, could you please cut in your opinion here on whether or not being uncircumcised helps protect you from jalapeno hands while you're pissing at the urinal? Thank you very much.
It doesn't.
Great point, Sasha. Yeah. No, but what about you two? Who would be your dream guests on the Pisscast?
On the Pisscast?
On the
Pisscast. We're pissing and casting on the Pisscast.
It's
Aaron
a
from
headgum
Game Grumps.
podcast.
I'd say Aaron from Game Grumps, probably.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
That would be kind of fun.
A lot of people criticize him for not growing or evolving, but I've seen the evolution from internet shithead to Aaron Hansen.
Yeah, he's his final evolution in Pokemon terms.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting much gayer than he is now. So
dumb.
what? He's a very sexually fluid person, and I
Yes,
admire
yes,
Aaron
yes,
Hansen
yes.
for sword fighting with his penis in locker rooms with other guys that he knows.
That's true.
That's
I
fair.
wish
it's,
I had the confidence.
Yeah,
frankly.
that's a confidence booster.
it's the first face-off episode of the Pisscast.
Look, Aaron Hansen is a cool guy for this reason only. He will tell you there's cute guys that he wants to like fraught with, like probably on the first time meeting you. He strikes me as that kind of person. I have a parasocial relationship with Aaron from Game Grumps. I understand him. That's true.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
That's
I think I'll
true.
get Rosie O'Donnell.
We're flying to Ireland and we're getting Rosie O'Donnell. We're doing it at that.
That's awesome. That's a great guess.
Now,
Robert. You
yeah,
got
that's I like
so
that.
good.
That's a fun one. Now, here's the question. So we got our best guest. Who would be like the one person you're like, I don't want on the Pisscast? Because I have
Bill
an
Burr.
answer for this.
Bill
What's
Burr.
there? Bill Burr.
He would just
Really?
talk endlessly.
That's
Endlessly, he wouldn't shut up.
You seen him on the H3 podcast, Malcolm?
Oh, I did. That was very funny. The fact, that he like made Ethan Klein have a full mental breakdown.
Absolutely. And I have a feeling that would happen to me too. I don't want to interview Bill Burr at all.
Although Bill Burr seems like he's chilled out since then. Like he's had 2 kids and maybe is doing better. My answer was going to be, it's another stand-up comedian. It's the Machine, Bert Kreischer.
Oh, that would also be
You'd have
awful.
to stop yourself from strangling him while you talk to him.
Yeah. He would just be shitting on his kids, and then also he would piss forever because that man is only Tito's and soda, right? That's what he is. That's what he's you just a 30-minute piss, and you can't even get a question in because he's like, yeah!
And then he would just and then he would say some
person.
fucking insane shit like hand soaps for the pores or some shit.
Yeah.
Ethan Klein's top of the list, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Ethan Klein is pretty funny though.
I think John Lovitz. I don't want John Lovitz on the Pisscast. I respect him too much.
You respect John Lovitz too much for the Pisscast.
Yes, I have on the Pisscast. He fucking broke Andy Dick's nose. I respect him.
Okay, that is pretty good. Yeah, you're like, no, John Lovitz, just come on Seinfuck instead. Don't get on.
Yeah,
don't
come on
jump
the
on
normal
the Pisscast. That's fair. I like John Lovitz more as a person than maybe I do as a comedic actor. That's my hot take about him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
There are people like that, like George Takei. I don't think he's a very good actor, but he's a beloved figure.
Perfect. Perfect.
What the fuck do you want me to say, man?
He says perfect. He's so ready to get going. I love it.
He wants the user submission.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
No, perfect.
Good.
No. I'm just saying it's a good word to use. I have a lot of words in my
No, it is.
It's perfect.
It's funny.
It's perfect.
It is actually funny.
It's a perfect word. Perfect.
I can see you using it in Zoom meetings too.
I
absolutely.
If you see me at a party where it's like, oh, this conversation's going off, is not going well, it's usually you could be like, oh, perfect. I always, that is my my tell. In this case, it was because I thought this was a natural end to the segment, and then there'd be a good time if you wanted to roll into the user submission. Now we don't have to because you have free will, but it's up to you.
Fuck off. No, don't do that shit. This is a user submission from someone who'd like to be known as Ross.
Hi,
Ross.
Their song recommendation is Greenback Boogie by Emma Robot.
Sounds racist.
It does kind of sound racist.
I think,
Greenback
isn't that
Boogie.
the Suits song? Is that?
It might just be.
I think, yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know. We don't listen to music on the Pisscast.
Yeah.
No, it interrupts the sounds.
Okay.
Yeah, no. When we listen to music, it's called the Anthony Fontano show.
This is no longer the Pisscast. It becomes the needle drop.
Dip your wicks in, people.
Dip your wicks in and get to scratching.
Gross. That's all.
All right. So their question is, you get one 30-second phone call to any moment in history. Who do you call and what do you say? There's a right answer here.
Do you want the funny answer or my real answer?
Yeah, that's the thing also. This is right with that.
Yeah, I think I want to hear both actually, because I don't have one right now, so I want to hear both.
Harper, give us start with the serious answer.
Yeah. So my real answer is I call Colangelo when he's talking up the Scottsdale project, and I tell him to buy off as many politicians as he can, or else this will fail, and the Coyotes will leave Arizona, and he will never see a dime of profit because he doesn't have a serious intention of putting a real team on the ice after he moves this team, and he knows that, and I know that, but he's also thinking about selling. I'm going to tell him to stop that, and I'm going to tell him to hold on to every asset that he let get away from him. And my next call would be, let's see.
What's the funny one?
I would tell Hitler to not do the meth, I think.
What?
I'd tell Hitler not to do the math. see what happens.
To see if he can stop.
Not even just to prevent anything, just to sort of experiment with history.
Yeah, see what happens.
Yeah.
He might lose faster if he doesn't do the meth and fall asleep for 8 days.
Yeah, you're telling. Hitler not to do meth is what stops the Holocaust from happening? Like that's
No, I don't think it would.
I don't think.
I don't even think it would like prevent the Holocaust. I think it would just make it like maybe less efficient. Wait, so your pitch is that Hitler doesn't do meth and then rebuilds the nation of Israel?
He becomes a Zionist.
When you say it like that.
When
you put it in a literal way.
Yeah, well, I steamrolled Palestine. And now it is a historic Israel, so God's chosen people can return. Like, what would you do, honestly, though, if the Messiah returned as a result of Hitler not doing meth, like all the way down the line?
Jesus.
Wow, that's a hell of a butterfly effect that you're trying to create.
That was your one chance, Christians.
Yeah, that was your one chance at eternal paradise, and you fucked it up.
That is interesting, though. Can you imagine if the Nazis win and that's the only way that everybody on Earth is, ascended into heaven?
Jesus.
That's horrible. That's a horrible ending.
I don't remember watching that episode in The Man in the High Tower.
Yeah.
I don't remember watching any of The Man in the High Tower.
I don't think anyone did.
Listen, they spent like $20 million an episode, but Amazon was just burning cash at that point, and I gotta respect them for doing that.
Yeah, I respect them burning all that cash in that Lord of the Rings drop too. That was really a stinker.
Ooh, they're still making it because I think they like committed to 5 seasons or something. So
yeah, contracts are contracts. Yeah,
yeah. The Tolkien estate is just fucking cashing in because Jeff Bezos was like, "Get me Lord of the Rings," and they're like, "All right."
They were just like, "Well, we can't own a company literally called Palantir. I guess we're just sell out."
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Robert? What was your? Because you said there was one answer, so I want.
There's a right answer. I think the serious answer is to call somebody and prevent 9/11. I mean that's the more serious answer.
Your call is transferred to the Pentagon immediately.
I think it's just
no. Yeah, your call is to Mark Wahlberg. You're like, get on that plane and stop.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I get like a very eerie call to Mark Wahlberg, and it's like, you have to be on this flight at this time. And then it actually works. He genuinely stops the hijackings.
Bush doesn't win a second term because Mark Wahlberg stopped.
Mark Wahlberg is our president.
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg is going on to his 4th term as U.S. president.
Yeah, he just a full FDR.
Although the issue with calling Mark Wahlberg is that you only prevent one of the planes. Like, it doesn't really.
Yeah, that's true. I have to choose. Yeah, shit. Oh, fuck.
That's true. Which one?
Oh God. I mean, it has to be, is there like some kind of thing where I can make Mark Wahlberg prevent it by like flying into the other plane?
Yeah, you can have Mark Wahlberg kill Bush. That's about the only way.
Or just, I guess that is the call I make. I make a call to Mark Wahlberg to then assassinate the hijackers who are practicing flying in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, so it's like a Manchurian Candidate situation. You give them a code word. You're like the Falcon has risen to the top, and then and then
he's
like, I'm ready to go. He's like, I'm turning down the Italian job because I have real work.
Because I have to go to Scottsdale, Arizona immediately.
Yeah. I'm getting up at 3 a.m. to stop this from happening.
To stop something we don't even have a name for yet.
That
was fun. Well, that's my genuine. That's the serious answer.
And what's your like funny answer?
I don't know if I'm gonna beat the serious answer.
I call Hitler and tell him to
stop doing math. No, I don't know. Maybe a call to myself in the past to get my shit together.
You've got to mix
That's
up.
Also serious. That's
how about a funny one, huh?
Yeah, what about funny? You've been on a roll. Don't end now.
I have been on a roll and I've totally fucked it up. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call Malcolm and then I'm going to make sure he never meets me.
That's not funny. I'm not laughing.
That's depressing.
Yeah, exactly. So this podcast can't exist.
All right. Well, that's what a bummer. I guess I
can't believe you would put the kibosh on the Pisscast.
I wouldn't do that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I'd make sure to call Harper and tell me he has a nice cock.
That's
all right,
good.
so
it'd make me happy.
I guess my serious answer is I call JFK and I tell him not to be in Dallas to allow him to have a full presidency, a 2-term presidency, so that he can stop the power grab by the CIA and the FBI.
Okay.
That might be a good reverberation, that, or I tell Martin Luther King Jr. not to be at that motel. Like, to be like,
You just called Martin Luther King Jr. Stop cheating on your wife.
yeah, it's me, a voice from the future. You have to be faithful for once in your life to your beautiful wife.
If you weren't at that hotel, if you didn't cheat on your wife, you would have been fine.
You would have been good. Just stay at home. Be with your kids, please. The funny one would be I'd call OJ before the murders just to see where he's at, if he's actually going to really figure out if he's the one who killed them, or if it was like he's actually like innocent. It's like, because the question's up in the air still, but I want that like full thing. I just want to be like, if he's going to it, I'd be like, come on, man. We got more Naked Gun movies to make, all right? You're really good at it.
We gotta make sure this is a 7 fucking movie franchise.
You gotta keep going until Leslie Nielsen's dead, and if it's not, then I gotta be like, listen, man, don't get in the Bronco. and here's the name of a great lawyer you're gonna need. And I just give him Johnny Cochran's information.
I just like what's the you call him and then he's like, what was his alibi that he had for the time of the murders? And he's just like, what are you talking about? I'm here at the bar.
Yeah, he's just like, I was talking on my brick phone.
Yeah, I'm in my car. I'm using my car phone that is in my Bronco.
His whole thing is that he said he was at home the night of the murder, so he's just drinking by himself,
chilling in the crib.
Yeah, he's chilling in the. Oh no, that's why. Because I called him on his landline. That's why. Yeah.
Oh, and that by calling him, you then create phone records so that then the defense can prove him innocent.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a genius, Malcolm. Yeah. You're an absolute genius. You know what? I'm not calling you in the past to make sure we do
you gotta acquit. And if the phone line is on, it's time to acquit. I don't know.
What the fuck, good. Man? Okay.
That's what Cochran would
let's
say.
end the episode there just to make Malcolm as embarrassed as possible.
Thank you for tuning in to the inaugural episode of The Pisscast. The Pisscast. Every time we say Pisscast, that sound better be on.
Yeah.
The Flushing
now
sound.
Sponsored by If I Did It by O.J. Simpson.
If I Did It by O.J. Simpson. No, I'm sorry. It's the episode. It's the book that he actually wrote in the alt timeline called "I Didn't Do It," where he was proved acquitted, proved innocent, and he was acquitted and proved innocent of the murder because of a phone call from the future.
It's
Our
time
next
to
guest, O.J. Simpson.
Acquit it and quit it.
He's just like a really well-adjusted, nice guy in the future.
He's still making those Twitter videos where it's like, hey guys, it's me on the golf course.
He's all positivity.
Yeah.
Jeez.